how's it going, Polito Lincoln family? Today's a beautiful day here in this awesome start of March. I have this 202 Nautilus Reserve that we're going to be taking a look at here today. This one is tied with the Jet Appearance package. So you'll notice the front rosacea is slightly different, as well as you have those beautiful black accents with those 22-inch rims. Following me here around back, I like to start here in the back. We have this beautiful design with a slightly different rosacea for the rear diffuser with the Jet Appearance package. Underneath here, you'll notice you have Lincoln. I like to say you have L for Lincoln and L for liftgate. So just under here, you'll have your liftgate, which will access to your tailgate. This model just came in, so you'll notice we have our digital scents. These are scent cartridges that go up front, which allow the cabin to disperse scents. This one is paired with some carpet mats. And we have some more rear storage, including our full-size tire. You also have buttons here on each side if you want to fold down your seats. Up here we have our tailgate button, which you can set to different heights depending on whether or not you're in a parking garage or in an area that has a limited height. All you have to do is drag it to your required height. You hold this button and it will set that height. Here in the back of the Nautilus, you'll notice we have these beautiful reclining seats, which is nice if I want to take a nap. They also move forward and back to hinder for more leg room. And then you also have two USB-Cs on each side for charging for the kids. Paired with heated seats in the rear, just to add that extra level of comfort and coziness. We're also going to have some lighting here on the side, which can be activated up in the front to kind of add that nice ambientness that we all love. From the back to the front of the Lincoln Nautilus, I'll show you this beautiful 2-liter, making over 250 horsepower. This is going to kind of get you that fuel economy that you really want, and also give you that power that you're going to need. Going from Premier to 202 to 203A, we're going to have this nice LED badging, which will light up the logo. Just going to add that nice illumination come nighttime. So we have our unlock lock as usual. 1, 2, 3. So we have our memory saving seats, which there you can pair 2 keys as well as pair 2 profiles. Which coming here on the side, you'll notice this has the reveal audio system. With the 203A model, you get additional speakers. You have a total of 28 speakers in the fully loaded 203 model. Here on the side too, you'll notice a slight difference between the 202 to the 203. This being a 202, it doesn't have all of the adjustments that you might have with the 203, but you have your seat controls. With the 203, you'll have some individual controls that you can control here on the side. You have your rear adjustments as well as your lumbar support. In the 203A model, you'll notice there'll be a little button here in the middle. If you click that, that will take you to your lumbar adjustments, which you're going to have quite a bit more than your 202. And then you also have access to your massage seats. Now that we're inside the cabin, I'll show you a few buttons here. So we have our tailgate opener. This minus and plus right here controls the brightness of the screen. So on those days that your eyes are a little bit more sensitive, you can dim that down. You have your automatic lights as well that you can control from here as well. Welcome inside the 202A Nautilus. Let's go over some stuff as if you were picking it up today. So to start things off, if you've never seen a Lincoln Nautilus in person, you might notice that the wheel is a little bit different shape. That's been redesigned for the 2024 model, but if you've ever driven one, you're going to end up loving it. If you're like me and you like to drive with your hand on top like a boss, you'll end up liking it over the long term. Here too, you'll notice you have this this black screen right here. What that is all of Lincoln models come standard with Blue Cruise. So what that is, that's fully autonomous driving on 400 series highways or Blue Cruise rated highways. And there is a camera that watches your face to make sure that you're paying attention to the road to let you have that hands-free, fully autonomous driving capabilities. Here on the left-hand side, this is going to be where you have all of your cruise control buttons. Not only here, so when it follows my fingers up here on the front, that'll be where my finger goes. So right here, I have my cruise control, so I can set my speed. On the left-hand side, I have my adaptive cruise control. I can adjust my cruise control to either stay closer or get farther away from the vehicle in front of me. On here on the bottom right, we have our lane centering. So with our lane keeping system, What it's going to do without cruise control is just kind of bounce you between those lines. When you turn cruise control on, you'll notice a little steering wheel will come on there, and then when it's blue, it's actually steering for you. So as long as you have some pressure on the wheel, it's actually going to make those turns on the highway for you, which is really, really nice for those long-term drives. You have your signal and your high beams here. Here on the right-hand side, this is where you're going to have access to your Siri button or your Hey Google. You have access to your volume controls as well as skipping your music. Really, really nice. Just like the left-hand side, it follows your finger just to kind of create more of a sleekness. Here you have your window wipers, as well as your rain sensing wipers and your rear wipers. Following me on to the main display. Right now we're on our home. From our home, we can open up our Google Maps, which therefore is up on the screen. We can add our phone, so that pairs with your profile. So setting up a profile, we'll do that together. You can select profile, start your profile. For this one, we're going to use profile name number 1, but you can enter in your name. I want to be profile number 1, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit number 1 on the memory saving. Select that, hit next, and then whatever key fob I want to be mine, I just hit the lock button. That's going to secure that, and now my profile has been saved. So now I'm just approving everything, so you can go ahead and sign through all that. So now that my profile number 1's all said and done, we're going to click onto the vehicle tab here. This will be where you'll notice some differences between the 202 and the 203. Here in this vehicle tab, you're going to have a seat adjustment, which you don't have in the 202. But that being said, there are some similarities. So you'll have your drive modes. What this is going to allow you to access is for your conservative, excite, slippery, deep conditions. So up here in ambient lighting, like with the cabin lighting I was talking about in the rear, you can adjust the lighting here on the sides and in the floor, and that's going to kind of set the vibe for the day. Cool little feature. If I open up the door, this will glow red to let you know that the door is open. We have our auto hold button. What that's going to do is when you're in drive, when you come to a complete stop, instead of letting off the brake and the vehicle inching forward, when you turn auto hold on, what it's going to do is if you come to a complete stop while you're in drive, it'll apply the brakes until you hit the gas again. Cool little feature. We have traction control, digital sense. In most cases, your digital sense should be preloaded. In this case, they're not. But the digital sense go in here. There's 3 different cartridges and a total of 7 different scents that you can get. But if I select the digital sense, you can see your preloaded cartridges. You can select the cartridge and you can select the different sensitivity. You'll see a little power button if you don't want the sense coming on, but that's going to allow you to disperse through the cabin. You have brightness too, just like here on the side of the button. It's actually a button that you can select the brightness if you want to adjust that. Valet mode, this is a pretty neat mode. So with valet mode, if you're valeting your vehicle, sometimes there can be personal information that people don't want anyone to see. So what you can do is you can select valet mode. All it does is display the speedometer, and you just put in your code when you get your vehicle back. You can check the vehicle status of your vehicle, so you can check tire pressures, oil life, but you can also do that through the Lincoln Way app, which we'll do another video on if you want to learn more about your app. Here in settings, this will take you to your settings tab, which you can also access in the next tab here. I like to say this is like your phone screen, so it's your vehicle screen essentially. You'll notice in the 203A, you have a button called Rejuvenate. If you haven't tried it out, please try it out. It's a lot of fun. So what it does when you hit the Rejuvenate button, puts your seat all the way back. You can either select between a 5 or 10 minute display. It'll put a rainfall up, give you a massage, and play those relaxing chimes for you. You have your hotspot, so the kids with the iPads and the iPods that don't have cellular data, you can set that up so they can use their devices and watch and stream their shows. Just like in the vehicle tab, you have your settings tab right here. So if I hit the settings tab, this is going to take me to a lot of my main settings for my vehicle. Here in sound, you can adjust all your balance and fade and everything like that. You can change your tones, so your bass and everything like that. You can also change between your surround sound. So they have stereo, audience, and on stage. Give those 3 a try. They're pretty neat, and you get some pretty cool feedback. Here in Bluetooth, you can add more devices through here as well. Just like here in the main screen, you can add a phone. Here in the settings tab, you can also just go straight to Bluetooth and add devices. Driver assistance, this is going to be like all of your sensors around the vehicle. Here in the vehicle, we have our max idle. I'm going to turn key detection on, which I highly recommend you doing. The last tab, this is going to be our main screen tab. So with this 40-inch panoramic screen, you want to be able to utilize everything. So my personal favorite is I like to have my music, my compass, and my weather. You'll notice these three little dots. If your weather's not showing, you can hit these three little dots and then you can enable your weather. I really like this because when you're driving through different areas, it'll actually change where you are. And depending on weather, it'll even like rain and everything like that. It's pretty neat. I definitely recommend trying it out. Up here in the top right, you'll notice the three little dots. So from here, you can put it in a calm mode. Say you don't want anything coming up. And you can also select between your theme selection. This is really cool. So you have 4 different modes here that you can adjust. I like engage, but you can try all 4 of those out and see which one you like best. Down here in the bottom tab, this is where you're going to find all of your climate control settings. So with that, we have dual climate control, but right now it's set to single. So I can adjust my temperature. I can also swipe up to adjust my temperature with my finger. From here, I have my cooling and heated seats, heated steering wheel for my driver. You have your fan function here. You also have your auto function. With your auto function, I like to explain how fast you want it to get to that temperature. Not too fast, really fast, or medium fast. And then it'll kind of maintain that temperature and circulate through the cabin. This is probably one of my favorite features right here. So if I swipe up on my climate control, from here I can move where I want my air to be focused. If I want it on body, off body, or I can have it oscillate throughout the cabin. I can select where I want the air to come out of, whether I want all 3 or all 2. That's completely up to you. I can have it recirculate through the vehicle. I can sync temps, so if the spouse doesn't want the temperature you quite want, you can separate that so they can get their own temperature. You have max AC here, and then up here on the right with this little check mark, this is pretty cool. If you ever get in your cabin and it feels musty, you can filter your air cabin, so you can hit filter cabin. It removes 99.9% of contaminants. It's pretty neat. Give it a try. So we'll close that. You have your max defrost, which you also have a button for right here. You have your rear defrost, AC, and then passenger heated and cooled seats. Down here you have your piano keys for your tiles. L is for low, D for drive, N for neutral, R for reverse, P for parking. You have your auto start stop. So if you're at a light, your vehicle will shut off. If you don't want that, you can turn that off. You have your hazards, your parking. This is your parking chimes. So if you're in an area and your parking sensor is going off and you don't want that, you can turn that off. You have your max defrost. You have your 360 camera. So you can turn that on and off, whether it be if you're stationary. If you're pulling up to something too close, that will come on automatically. Same with if I do put the vehicle in reverse, my reverse camera will come up automatically. And then I also have my drive modes here. So this is a quick way to get to your drive modes. Here we have a wireless charger. And then this is a cover for your nice storage. We have some more storage in here with 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. And then obviously we have our digital sense that go in there. Up top, you'll notice we have, with the 202 and the 203, we're going to have a full moonroof. Here we have our lights. So if you want all the cabins on, say one of the kids leave one of the lights on in the back, I can turn on all the lights and it'll turn off all the lights. I can select whether I want the passenger or the driver light. Right here, this little button with the vehicle. So if I ever open up the vehicle doors, you'll notice that the lights aren't turning on. This is something that people don't know, but if I turn this off, then you'll see that the lights come on. So at nighttime, if you're getting in your vehicle and you're wondering why your lights aren't turning on, chances are that's turned off. So we'll turn that on for the next customer. We also have our moonroof cover. So if you don't want that, you can completely open it. We want our vitamin D for the day. And then we also have our vents. So we can either crack it or bring it back, but you'll see you have a bug deflector up here, which comes up, which is a nice little touch. So you're not getting covered. Yeah. We have our sunglass holder up here. If you have a home garage at home, you can sync that to this. So that allows you to use this controller rather than the garage controller that you might have. Thank you so much for tuning in to my walkthrough of this 202A Nautilus Reserve here at Polito, Lincoln. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. But other than that, this one's available. So if this met your fancy, feel free to stop by here in Lindsay, Ontario. And yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful day and take care.